My name is Jonathan Howley, and this is my speech of introduction for public speaking. This summer I decided to take a journey I could only dream about when I was a teenager. Walking into a convention center in downtown Indianapolis, I passed Harry Potter, Darth Vader, and a contingent of stormtroopers and various other characters of the imagination. I wasn't dreaming though. I was at Gen Con. My trip to Gen Con is one experience that I'll always remember for the rest of my life, and I want to share my experience with you by detailing some helpful information. I'll tell you about what Gen Con is, what kind of games get unveiled for the first time, and a few tips for enjoying Gen Con to its fullest. Attending Gen Con allows kids and adults a wide range of opportunities to play games with friends from all over the world. Gen Con is an organization that brings together a large and diverse group of people the world over to take part in the Gen Con motto of experience the best 4 days in gaming. This is a confusing and complex feat, I would imagine, but they've been doing it annually for 41 years and running, and this has been a meeting place for friends and game lovers. The first Gen Con took place in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. That is where the Gen comes from in Gen Con. Con is the abbreviated version of convention, and as Gen Con grew larger, they had to move the convention from Lake Geneva to Indianapolis. The game types range from role-playing games, board games, miniature figurine battles, video and computer games, card games, etc., all located in the convention center and various hotels in downtown Indianapolis. With 300 exhibitors, film festivals, costume contests, workshops, seminars, art shows, author and artist meet and greets, there's a possibility that you're going to be very busy. Gen Con is all about playing games and having fun with friends new and old. People that brave the long road to Gen Con are expecting to be among the first to be playing the new games with their friends. No matter what your hobby, whether it be wargaming or video games, you're going to see the hottest new games that any game-loving person would love to have first go at. Games that will not hit the shelves of stores for months are presented in various venues for the Gen Con crowd to try out. Invariably, this is likely going to lead to most of the Gen Con crowd going off and raving to their friends on forums or by phone or in person about these awesome games that are going to be hitting the shelves of stores at some point in the future. I was able to play the new Risk game at Gen Con with some friends this summer, and I recently noticed that retail stores are now carrying the updated version. You better believe I bragged about playing that game first. When you're planning your trip to Gen Con, here are some helpful tips based on my experiences. First, try to buy your tickets and reserve your hotel early. When you buy your tickets for the convention and related events, make sure you buy the 4-day pass along with your event tickets. Also, reserve your hotel in one of the downtown Indianapolis hotels where Gen Con is being hosted. This lets you wake up, get to your events faster, and makes for less walking, and trust me, you're going to do some walking. Second, if you can, reserve your hotels with a large group of friends and bring a sleeping bag. You're not going to get much sleep anyways. This way you'll cut down on the high costs. Third, Gen Con is renowned for its long lines. Something is always happening. You should make sure to get to your events early if possible. Fourth, bring cash and prepare to be amazed. I was overwhelmed by how much money I spent at the various game booths in the convention hall. Most everything was free, but some things you just gotta have, and they know that. These few tips will go a long way in making your Gen Con experience as fun as possible. I've been to many places around the world, but Gen Con was the first place I met an irregular amount of nice and helpful people. Everyone is there to have fun. They don't care how you're dressed, what your interests are, or where you're from. Unless, of course, your Goblin faction is at odds with their Dragon faction. Then you might have a game on your hands. Friends gather at Gen Con to play games old and new in a fun, thriving environment with something for the whole family. Many of the people I met there were friendly and multiple-year veterans attending Gen Con with their story, date, and location of their first Gen Con easily remembered. I've covered what Gen Con is, how you can play new games there, and a few tips for making your Gen Con experience a conveniently fun time. Happy gaming!